Hello and welcome to the podcast of the Prison Officers Association, Britain's largest professional trade union for staff working in prisons and correctional centres, public and private mental health services trust providers, and immigration services, with nearly 35,000 members. In this episode, we continue our look at the many services and benefits available to POA members. Since 2023, Chesterton Grant have been providing expert advice to union members on mortgages, pensions and estate planning, all subjects where a little help can make a big difference. Steve Wright leads for Chesterton Grant on pensions and estate planning, but first we will hear from Dave Rooney, who sets out the company's work on mortgages and why this should be of interest to many, if not all, POA members. So, Dave Rooney, if I could turn to you first, what's your interest in Chesterton Grant and how does your particular area of expertise play into the potential benefits for POA members and their families?
We've been up with the POA now for, I think it's up to 2 years now, 2.5 years. And we've looked after many members across the country. Our biggest task really is to get out to more members and to be able to offer a mortgage service to every single member out there. Now, whether you're a first-time buyer, whether you're remortgaging, whether you're moving, whether you've got friends and family who obviously associated with you, they're in a similar position. They want to remortgage, they want to buy a new house. We can offer a totally whole of market option for every single member. Now, what that means is every single lender out within the UK we can use. So if somebody's thinking about buying a house, somebody wants to remortgage, the deal is due in the next sort of 6 months. We'd like them to contact us because we can then start looking at who's the best lender for them. Okay. As opposed to them going online and trying to work out figures themselves, as opposed to them going back to their bank, as opposed to them going back to their current lender, what we will do is we'll do that on behalf of every single POA member. And we will get them the best product that's available to them. So even if, one of the biggest things, and obviously people they may have financial advisors, they may have a route which they normally go to, which is fine. I understand people have got things in place themselves and they don't really want to change. All I'm asking is that they do give us a chance. So before they do the paperwork, just email Chesterton Grant, have a quick look at this for me. Can you get me anything better? Now, I can get turned around on that within 30 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever the member wants. I can get the information looked at over the weekend. I can do it over on sociable hours, because I know you guys sometimes can't take phones into prisons. You don't finish till 7 o'clock at night. If you need a discussion with an advisor after 7 o'clock, as long as it's not obviously 11, 12 o'clock at night, but say 9, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, that's fine. Our advisors will speak to your members at that time of night. And if it's just a 5-minute chat about what you've been offered and what we can compare that to, because if we've got the whole of the market, we can compare it to everybody. Okay. Benefits of using us mainly is the fact that we don't charge a fee. Now, a lot of mortgage brokers out there do get paid commission like we do from every single lender that's out there. But they also add on a fee, whether it's up front or whether it's added to the loan afterwards. What we've done, and we've never done at Chesterton Grant, is actually charge fees. We just think we can do a job which is just as good as the ones who charge a fee. We've got the whole of the market. We just don't think it's fair to actually slap another fee on clients. That's number one, which is the main thing. Again, we can offer that to friends and family of POA members as well. But then also an important factor is because of our relationship with the POA, what we do on every completed mortgage, we actually give £50 back to the union. So you can imagine if we're doing numbers now, I think we're currently doing in the region of maybe 20 cases a month. If we can get up to 200 cases a month, do the maths on that, that's 10,000 bits to the POA. Now that's what we're willing to give back. So not only we don't charge, but we actually give money back. So all I ask is every single member of the POA, before they change their mortgage, before they buy a house, just give Chesterton Grant an email or a phone call. And it doesn't matter what time of the day it is, we'll handle it and we'll be in touch.
So Dave, let me just play that back and try and put it in bullet points. The service is free to the member. it's available to not just the member, but their family and friends as well.
Yeah.
And the turnaround is fast. If they need to know whether or not they've got the best deal or whether there are better deals up there, it can be turned around in whatever time frame they want within reason, but certainly within 24 hours, say. And
we're not looking days down the line. We're looking hours down the line before you get your decision. And that could be the same at the weekend. So long as it's not obviously 12 o'clock midnight on a Saturday night, you're not going to get it. But you will get the message through to us at midnight on Saturday. And I can guarantee you by 7, 8 o'clock Sunday morning, one of the advisors will have that information and will make contact with you, with the member, the following day.
And to top it all, for each completed deal that there is, Chesterton Grant give 50 quid back to the union to invest in services and protections for members.
Moving forward, absolutely. So it's really, there shouldn't be a single POA member who doesn't use our service. You shouldn't, because you're just wasting money and not getting money back into the union. There's two major things on that. You think, well, that's too good to be true. But we're a numbers game company. We just want to get the numbers done and pay back money to you guys. We have the staff to cover it all, and we have the time to be able to deal with it. So everybody just give us a go.
Right. And it's not just mortgages and finding the best mortgage deal that Chesterton Grant is involved in, is that because also with us is Steve Wright. And Steve, I understand your area of expertise and primary responsibility lies in looking at pensions and estate planning. Perhaps you could tell us a bit more about that.
We've got a whole team that are currently supporting POA members, and as Dave pointed out, friends and family, for their estate management, estate planning, should I say, and pension guidance. The thing about pensions is that most people within the UK will have 7 jobs in their working life. So they'll have 5 or 6 pensions, and people lose touch with those pensions. If I could fire a question back to yourself, how much do you think is sat in missing pensions in the UK?
I think it's going to be a frighteningly large sum of money. And for some reason, I'm thinking 60 million quid, maybe, on the basis of so many people of working age in the country and
absolutely
the rest of it.
So if you consider that every time someone moves address and doesn't advise their pension provider that they've moved address, so they get a gone away letter, moved away, not knowing of this address letter, that pension basically loses touch with its owner. So it's classed as missing, if you like, or lost. And at the minute, it's going up every year. At the minute, it's £30 billion sat in missing pensions. Most people think it's a big figure, 60 million, 100 million. But when you start talking about billions of pounds, then this is literally classed as lost money. And that pension company doesn't really have a legal obligation to come looking for you. Some of them do from time to time, but most of them don't. So that money is just sat there, and they will never come and try to repatriate that money with you. So with that, we find that money for people. It's as simple as. So we are experts in tracing missing pensions, but more than that, we look at what people already have within their pension funds and whether it's working for them or not. It's quite sad in one way for a lot of people that they get into the 60s and start thinking they need to start looking at pensions. And then they start to realize that they're getting 2% growth every year, year on year. 10% in the last 5 years is average for a lot of funds. And it is so far off where they should be. So they are literally missing out on thousands of pounds in retirement because they just haven't reviewed their pension. Because pension statements typically, without being personal to yourself, you might be a typical person who gets a pension statement and it just goes in the drawer. It just goes in a file. Do you really sit down and analyze that pension every year? Probably not. So with that, where for POA members, friends and family, we can do that. A lot of POA members have old pensions, in which case we can go and trace those for them, or we can do that for friends and family. It's a massive market. We are literally helping tens of POA existing members and their family members at this moment in time. Quality service to offer. And what we do is it's a free initial services. We'll get it to recommendation stage. We'll do all the work, and then we'll make people aware of their options at that time on whether they move forward with us, or they might be in the right place, which is great news, but at least they know. That's where we sit.
Right. Well, I mean, Steve, the difference that the work that you and your team do is literally life-changing or even life-saving in some cases if you can unlock money that's been lost along the way and no one else is looking for.
Absolutely. I mean, without giving age away, I know we had a brief chat before we came on, and you're a similar age to myself, so I'll say no more. But we saw the 90s. We saw the contracting out of SERPs. And basically, if you've got a SERPs pension, most people don't know where they are. And all it is, honestly, is a phone call, one phone call, and you'll find that SERPs pension, or we'll find it for you. Yeah, that's all it is. The most we've found in a SERPs pension is £90,000.
Wow.
And the customer didn't even know we had it. So with that in mind, there's almost free money out there. It's not, if you like, or your money out there, should I say, that you need to go and get a hold of. And that's a big part of retirement planning. It can make the difference to retiring early at the end of the day. And that happens to a lot of our clients. A lot of people get to 60 and think, oh, how long do I want to keep working? Is it 67 really? That's my retirement age now. If we can get you gone by 63, 64, so much better for your health. You can spend the money whilst you've got good health. Really, really important. So yeah, it can be it is life-changing, I'll be honest with you. Really rewarding for us as a business. And as Dave touched on before, the service that we provide is all about building that business. We work from referrals. We work with, obviously, POA. We work with other people, North Wales Police, Merseyside Police, etc. These are all people that we support. So yeah, it's only good news for people at the end of the day.
Okay, so in terms of accessing these services, if POA members or their families and their friends want to take you up on your offer to give you and your colleagues a call, how do they access the services that you provide?
We've got a landing page.
We've got a landing page.
So yeah, between us there, we've got a landing page. So on the POA benefits page is the POA landing page. So basically, you've got a dedicated POA page that you can go to. And on that page details the services that we have, and there's an inquiry form on there.
Just basic details: name, address, phone number, best time to contact, and email address. And I'll pick that up instantly as soon as somebody's sent the email across. I've got 5 other people as well who can pick that email up. So for whatever reason, I'm fast asleep in bed, maybe forever. Somebody else might be awake and pick it up, but then that email is transferred out to the next available advisor. So it's all done pretty swiftly, in fairness. So it is just an email, wing out, best time to contact, phone or email.
And it's the same landing page. It's the same entry route, as it were, for whether it's the mortgage stuff or the lost pensions.
Entry stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And, we go out and we do various meetings with POA members around the country. And it is a 90-minute maximum return. So when that request comes in, there will be a response within that 90 minutes, within reason. Obviously, as Dave says, if it's 1 o'clock in the morning, a bit different, but we're onto that all the time. Everybody is aware that, as Dave says, there's 5 of us that pick up those emails, so it's actioned immediately.
And again, Steve, same as on Dave's side of the house, it's free for the applicant, POA members, their friends and their families. It's only if there's a recommendation that you and your colleagues make that needs to be actioned that there will be a financial issue arising.
Precisely. So when you look at that, basically it's free up to recommendation stage. We don't charge for meetings like a lot of people do. We don't charge anything up front. We will do all of that legwork for the client. We'll find everything. If the client is in the right place, that's absolutely fantastic, whether that's by good luck or good management, no problem at all. If you're under consumer duty, we have to show value under costs and charges. Everything has to be transparent, and we always have been. So with that, you will find that we offer a very reasonable cost service, but that money obviously will be back with the client fairly sharpish, because that'll be an improved performance on that new investment strategy. But through our compliance team, everything is heavily regulated. So it's the customer who is protected there, obviously. But as you bang on, it's all free up to that recommendation stage. And if they stay where they are, that's fine. If they decide to go if there is a better option, then obviously we'll discuss costs at that point.
There is no fee on the mortgage side whatsoever. I'll just to make that point.
Yeah, right. For sure. Now, Chesterton Grant doesn't just work with POA in the trade union world as well. I understand you've got other trade union clients, as it were, including the General Federation of Trade Unions. So you must have a pretty good understanding of the dynamics of trade union and what trade union members find of most value in the services you offer.
Yeah, I mean, a key reason for us dealing with unions in a polite way is that it's all about the members. So we do have private companies that we deal with as well. And that's great, no problem. But we do find that we do interlink with it. There's a lot of synergy with looking after those members at the end of the day. There's nothing not to like about the Chesterton Grant opportunity for people. I think that's why unions look at it. It's a great benefit. So as we've mentioned, several police federations, GFTU, as you mentioned, and POA, obviously, as we've dealt with for years, just see that value, that £50 to go back into funds, if you like, it is a key point. To work with a trusted partner is a key point as well. So with that, we've been working with Mick Pimblett now for many years, Steve Gellerman people. And it's just going from strength to strength. We have a really good working relationship there, a lot of trust. And, that cuts both ways. In a polite way, when we're talking about our services, in all honesty, the phrase that we keep using is there's nothing not to like.
Yeah.
There's nothing hidden. We're absolutely transparent on everything. Cost zero on mortgages. Yeah. No costs from ourselves to a mortgage customer at any point. And then obviously we've been open and honest about how we work up to recommendation stage on the other side. We do offer an estate planning service as well, which is your wills and your lasting power of attorneys and protecting your property. And that is a very fast growing part of our business because I'll be honest with you, we're fairly cost effective there. There are costs obviously for a will when you write a will and a lasting power of attorney, but we're far cheaper than if you go onto the high street to a firm of solicitors and try to deal with that. I'm very customer centric. If someone's got a will which is fit for purpose, then our will writers will not go and just try to change that. They'll be happy to run with it. And that's just a reassurance check, if you like. But we do get a lot more business at this moment in time coming through from POA members who are starting to safeguard and protect their family and also, their family's family. And that's quite a big part of the business as we're growing at the minute as well.
I suppose there would be one bit I want to maybe want to talk a little bit about is when people work for the civil service in whatever capacity they are, police, prison, army, whatever, they all get good benefits through work. Generally, they get a death and service benefit, and they get, depending on level of service they've done within the union, they get sick pay for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Generally, 6 months full pay, 6 months half, or they get 3 months sick. So whichever it may be at the time. What I'd advise is sometimes find is that really isn't enough when it comes to buying a house, because there's an additional life cover that generally, like most mortgages now, the life cover that they get through the union through work isn't sufficient to cover the mortgage, but it should be kept separate anyway. That should be for family benefit. House purchase, something that I want to get across to every union member is everybody should be protected properly. Whereas life insurance needs to be written in trust to where it's going to make sure that the right person gets that property. Because it's all great when people want to buy a house. It's just great. I'm going to buy a house. I can't wait. It's all dead sexy and all exciting.
Yeah.
The reality of life is things do happen along that mortgage term. If it's 30 years, it's a long time. And if they think you're going to get away with not being sick or not being poorly with the rates of cancer as they are now, etc., we want to make sure that every member is properly advised in them areas as well. It's an area where people are, oh God, don't talk about insurance, but it's the reality of life. We got to. And if we don't tell you about it, then no one's going to tell you about it.
So part of the advice that Chesterton Grant will offer they'll look at the member or the applicant's insurance cover and say, that's good to go, or no, actually you've got holes in it and we can recommend how to fill them. Yeah,
absolutely. Maybe additional things that they get through work. Okay, there's 6 months full pay sick is great, but if you have a serious illness, you're not going to be more than 6 months. Could be 3 years you'd offer, so you need critical illness cover. So there's lots of additional things that we just want the members to realise. It's not a sell. At the end of the day, we want to look after the member from when they take the mortgage out until when the mortgage is paid off. And there's certain things that can happen. And we just want the members to realise it's not an insurance sale. We're just trying to make them realise that there's going to be points along the 30-year term where you may need support.
Okay, well, Steve, Dave, thank you very much indeed. Listeners, you've heard it here, straight from the horse's mouths. What's not to like about the Chesterton Grant experience or offer? My thanks to Dave and Steve from Chesterton Grant, and you can access their services from the Members Benefits section of the union's website. Membership of the POA gives you and your family access to a wide range of member services, both at work and at home. To find out more and to sign up if you are not already a member, visit poauk.org.uk. The union's website also has all the latest news and information on the work being undertaken on behalf of members. Thank you for listening. We hope you have found this episode interesting and useful, and will join us for the next episode of the POA podcast. Thank you and goodbye.